Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. To protect well-established and healthy trees in the community and preserve the natural character and beauty provided by the tree canopy, a stricter tree protection ordinance went into effect last month.
So we have protected trees and heritage trees. And so, before we kind of considered everything the same, but now with the new designations, anything that's over 30 inches in diameter for deciduous trees or over 30 feet in height for conifers has a heritage designation. And so those, in order to be removed, require 100% of those inches that are being removed to be replaced.
Homeowners and anyone considering development or redevelopment must understand the updated ordinance. Notable revisions include requirement that all building permit applications include a tree protection plan, modification to the designation of trees garnering protected status, addition of heritage tree designation, changes to critical root zone protections and tree removal and replacement guidelines, requirement for cash escrow or letter of credit in the amount of 110% of the value of the tree replacement identified in the tree protection plan. Tree preservation is a goal. Many trees that are removed during the project or 1 year before must be replaced.
This new ordinance will provide protection for the future forests here in Edina and allow us to preserve our existing large caliper trees and have better mitigation for those that do need to be removed.
The updated ordinance also helps the city achieve many of its climate action plan goals related to protecting and improving Edina's trees by reducing heat island effects, stormwater runoff, air pollution, and decreased energy use in adjacent buildings. Are you careful with how much water you use in your home? If so, you could see a reduction in your quarterly utility bill this year. But those who don't conserve will likely pay more. Edina TV's Dan Carpenter explains how new utility rates will affect you.
We all depend on water in so many ways. It's easy to be unaware of how much we're actually using.
I don't know, maybe in 3 months, maybe like 250 gallons, 500 gallons.
Starting this year, all city water users outside of the Morningside neighborhood will see changes to their utility bills.
The more you use, the more expensive it gets. So this is one tool we have to say, as you look at your water consumption, maybe think about the ways you can conserve, and also that'll could result in a lower water bill.
Rates for water and sewer are different for residential, commercial, and multifamily customers. Meter and storm water rates have also increased.
We operate our rates, and we set our rates at break even, basically. So enough to ensure cash flow, enough to ensure our operating costs are covered, and our capital costs.
These changes mean water treatment facilities like this remain financially viable. Investments can be made to aging utility systems, and capacity can be expanded. They also support the city's policy goals set in its climate action plan.
So the goal of that policy is to get us closer to accurately value these water resources and encourage people to conserve this water.
Utility bills spike in the summer as lawns are watered.
Think about letting nature run its course. When it's dry outside, it's okay to have a dry lawn.
Low-flow faucets and a clear shower head will also save water.
All of those things add up across our 50,000 plus person city to make a big difference.
A difference that will be reflected in utility bills this year. I'm Dan Carpenter for Edina TV.
To learn more about the new utility rates, visit edinamn.gov/utility-billing-2023 or contact utility billing at 952-826-0373. There are several issues the city is asking to be considered during the current state legislative session. The city is seeking a sales tax exemption for the material and supplies to be purchased for the construction of the new Fire Station 2, as well as improvements at Braemar Park and Arena and Fred Richards Park. The city is also seeking additional spending capacity of the local sales and use tax approved by Edina voters last year to fund an additional sheet of ice at Braemar Arena. The proposal does not require an increase in the amount or duration of the approved local sales tax. Finally, the city is requesting $10 million in state bonding for Fire Station 2, $1 million for improvements at the South Metro Public Safety Training Facility, and $2 million for the replacement of the pedestrian bridge over Minnesota Highway 62. The current pedestrian bridge is owned by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, but its replacement will likely include Edina assuming ownership and maintenance of it. The $2 million would finance Edina's portion of the cost of the new bridge.
The projects that we are asking for support from the state in their bonding bill are projects that have a regional benefit to them. And they include projects like our Fire Station number 2, our new fire station in the Southdale District, the pedestrian bridge that crosses over the crosstown to get to Roslyn Park, and the training facility that we use for public safety employees. They have a regional benefit, and we want the state to contribute to them as well.
The City Council and staff have met with Edina's legislative delegation to explain the city's requests and positions. The 2023 legislative session is expected to adjourn in May. February is Black History Month. This year's national theme, Black Resistance, takes a look at how African Americans have fought repression from America's earliest days. Join us this month in paying tribute to the generations of African Americans who have struggled with adversity. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.